I'm sure some of you ran into this problem where your height adjuster gets stuck. So here we have these bcracing coilovers. You try to turn the collar to lower your car, but it just won't turn. These tend to get stuck by time, and these coilovers are pretty old now. They've been on this car for around 10 years. So during all those years, water and dirt got between the threads, which in result made them rust out. But now we're going to fix that issue and make these coilovers work like new again. I'm also going to show you how to set the preload and adjust the right height once we are done with the repair. So let's begin by taking out this strut out of the car. We have to undo these 3 nuts here, and there's another 3 at the bottom that we need to remove. One here, another one here, and the last one here. If this bolt gets stuck, lightly tap it with a small hammer. Remove all the cables attached to the strut, and it's out. Okay, so now we take it apart and fix it. We hook it up to a vise to make things a little easier, and start by disassembling the camber plate first, using an H5 hex. For the damper knob, we need to use a 14mm spanner. Now, before we continue, this is very important for your own safety. In order to remove this nut here, we need to be sure that the spring has no load on it. So we undo the big collar and turn the spring all the way to the bottom. Now you'll notice that the spring is moving freely and there's no pressure on it. If we leave the load on it, it will fly out as soon as we take the nut off, and we don't want that. Alright, so now it's safe to remove this nut. I'm using a 17mm socket here. Remove all of these things. Now we tighten it in the vise again like so, but tighten it against the top part of the thread, just in case we end up damaging some of the threads. So what's actually happening here is when we try to rotate this collar, the thread is not being able to rotate inside this housing. So in order to fix that, we first spray some oil between the small gaps here. Grab a rubber mallet and start hitting it from here till it becomes loose. Sometimes it becomes so stuck that you would need to use a big metal hammer to cut it loose. But for this one, using just the rubber mallet is good enough. Once it's loose enough, just rotate it counterclockwise by hand. The problem lies here. These threads needs to be cleaned. You can also see some rust over here. So let's clean these threads using this wire brush. It fits perfectly inside the housing. Just in case you don't have a wire brush like this one, you can use a handheld one. But this one makes things a little bit faster. Now we'll give a clean to these threads as well. Rotate the colors upwards so we can clean the threads area, which is going to be used the most. Once we are done with cleaning the threads, we apply some copper grease to them. This will help with smooth rotation and stop them from seizing again. Only apply some at the beginning of the threads, because once we start threading in the housing, the grease will cover the remaining threads. We apply some more copper grease halfway. You can see how smoothly it's turning now. I'm barely using any pressure. Keep rotating till the housing is close to the colors. Now that the problem is solved, we just assemble everything back together. Before I put this piece on, I'm gonna add some grease to the bearing as well. Now tighten the 17mm nut back in. And tighten the damper knob. And lastly, we attach the camber plate back. Don't bother with adjusting these colors just yet. We're first gonna install the strut in the car again, and then we will adjust everything afterwards. One last thing I'm gonna do while the strut is still out, I'm gonna go ahead and give it a good clean to make it look like new again. So I'm gonna be using brake cleaner and WD-40, but first I'm gonna blow away as much dirt as I can off of it. Wow, I haven't seen these coilovers look so good in ages. So the installation is pretty straightforward. Mesh the top 3 studs with the 3 holes in the tower and screw in the nuts by hand to hold the strut in place while you screw in the rest of the nuts. Don't forget to attach the cables back as well. Now torque everything down. Alright, so we have everything back in place now. We are ready to begin setting up the preload. As you can see, there's zero load on the spring right now. If you drive the car with no preload, the spring will move around and the shock will bottom out, leading to bad handling and damage to the coilovers. That's why it's important to have proper preload. So we first rotate the A color by hand, counterclockwise. Keep going just until you can turn it more by hand. Rotate the B collar till it reaches the A collar. Don't tighten it just yet. Now we grab the big coilovers tool and tighten the A collar clockwise while holding down the B collar. We keep rotating till we have a 4mm gap between the two collars. This tool is 4mm thick, so I'll just place it between here to see if there's enough gap. Alright, so that's 4mm. Now we rotate the B collar and tighten it against the A collar. That's it. It's really that simple to set your preload. Now, moving on to the ride height, let's say you just installed new coilovers and you want to lower your car 50mm. We first loosen the bottom collar and keep rotating it until the gap between the housing and the collar is 50mm. Then we grab the A collar and rotate it clockwise. The A and B collars are supposed to rotate together, don't separate them, because you will mess up the preload. You will begin to notice that the bottom collar is starting to go down towards the housing. Once it reaches the housing, tighten it up and congratulations, you lowered your car 50mm. So that's how to set your coilovers properly. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.